1250 metres, day 2 of the 57th Cairns Amateurs. Turn up the volume, he stands well. Craigley Wandu, the favourite, drawn on the extreme outside. They're racing now. Craigley Wandu began fairly, turn up the volume off the inside, bounced brilliantly. He's the early leader from Saga's Princess and Regal Wrath. Valley Rose now rushing forward. They're followed by Book of Flight and Pure Chance. Then Nick's Dragon, Riley Saga, Rockhead Rocketer, and Craigley Wandu off the wide gate is last. 6 lengths off the lead, 900 left to run. Turn up the volume, Swaffer had him travelling smoothly. Valley Rose a neck away, 2 to Saga's Princess. 3rd on the inside of Regal Wrath. Then came Riley Saga deep around Book of Flight. Pure Chance inside that pair, the fence. Then Nick's Dragon, Craigley Wandu. He's given them a long start, 500 left to run. And out towards the tail was Rockhead Rocket. To turn up the volume at the 400 metres, leading Valley Rose scrubbed up to try and get on terms. Saga's Princess was 3rd. 4th at the bend was Regal Wrath. I can see Craigley Wandu coming to the extreme outside, but he's still got 3 or 4 lengths to make up. Turn up the volume, under pressure, headed by Valley Rose. Craigley Wandu is still running on down the outside. Valley Rose, turn up the volume, grabbed by Craigley Wandu. He's in great form, he raced away, and the favourite is home. Craigley Wandu first. Photo Miners, either Regal Wrath, turn up the volume, or Valley Rose. Behind them, Nick's Dragon. Then came Riley Saga, Pure Chance, Rocket, Saga's Princess, and Book of Flight is last. Favourites home in the first of the Amateurs. Craigley Wandu, the winner. He had plenty on them. He just had to make sure he wasn't too far off them at the turn, and Stanley brought him to the extreme outside, and he really hit his straps and hit the line strongly. So the favourite wins the first. Favourite backers start on a good note. Craigley Wandu, Justin Stanley for Crystal Johnson. Was backing up after running at Doomben last Saturday behind Too Good to Refuse. It was a bit of a class drop. And of course he'd won by 9 at Rocky before that. So he's developed into a good money spinner for the Johnston family. That's his 4th win at start 14. Close for the Miners. Turn up the volume, who led, was battling on with Valley Rose, and Regal Wrath emerged late. Hello. One 1-3-5-2 Cairns, 1-3-5-2, 5 1/4 by a nose. It was an easy win. They're the placings as the place getters return. Justin Stanley on Craigley Wandu. Now we're set race 2. Starters on the stand. He's about to switch on the red light. Rich and Famous drawn the rail, standing well. There's the light. Ready to jump. 950 metres scamper. Well-behaved lot. Racing. Wusthazen hesitated and Man About Town came away ordinarily. Rich and Famous off the inside began brilliantly and was the early leader from Guapardo. Going to third, Jumbo Rumbo, then Duke Celeste, Choyoi. Man About Town was next, then Wusthazen and Bear Ozan is last of all down the side. 600 left to run. Rich and Famous railing through, keeping out Jumbo Rumbo narrowly. 3D pick and run. Guapardo in those red colours, getting a good run just behind the speed. Nearer the rail, Man About Town, then Choyoi, Duke Celeste. Wusthazen second last and Bear Ozan is last of all, flattening for home. 300 left to run. Rich and Famous on the rails, leading narrowly from Jumbo Rumbo. Getting out, Man About Town running on strongly. Guapardo down the outside, wider Choyoi. Dashing to the lead now was Man About Town below the 50 metres. It's home. Man About Town race clear, beat Rich and Famous. Guapardo third. Fourth, Choyoi or Jumbo Rumbo. Then Wusthazen, followed by Duke Celeste, Bear Ozan, and trailing them home was Pick and Run. Man About Town, Braden Swaffer. Good effort, missed the kick, but just kept getting through the field and hit the line with plenty of gusto. Number 4, Man About Town, Braden Swaffer for Trevor Rowe, has won the Patrons Cup. Winning his third race today at start 8. Rich and Famous had led for home, but you could see Man About Town bursting into the clear. Guapardo was there on the seat. He had his chance. But in the end, it was Man About Town moving clear, beating Rich and Famous and Guapardo. And fourth was tight. Choyoi or Jumbo Rumbo. They're in a photo for the fourth position. Man About Town by Rahib out of Kind Soul. Raced by D.E. Little, D.C. Little, Miss S. Cross, Mrs. J. Little, Miss M. Little, Miss A. Little, Mrs. S. Hosey, Miss M. Azar, Mrs. T. Hubbard, and Mrs. M. Lilly is trained by Trevor Ray, ridden by Braden Swaffer. There was an excellent article in the Cairns Post yesterday just featuring how tough these jockeys do it, maintaining their weights under difficult circumstances, and Braden was one of those interviewed. So it was a great insight that Rhys O'Neill provided yesterday, and Braden Swaffer is one of those who falls right in that category. It's a tough game, it's a tough business for him, so a win is always a bonus. Congratulations to him. 4-3-1-5, Man About Town, Braden Swaffer, Rich and Famous, Robert Thompson, Guapardo third, Darren Evans, and 5 was fourth, Choyoi. It was a length and a quarter by half a length at a time of 54.78. Now I'd say we're just about set. Should have a red light soon. There's the light. Set now. Ready, racing. Pit boss from the 2 gate began fast. Golden Meteor was smartly away. Going forward was 4J's with Rise to the top. Around the outside, Bobcat trying to make light work of that wide alley. Zinzila on the way forward as well. Rangila is midfield. Then High Drive, Mountain View, followed by Effigy Bell. Drifting Wellbank, Bankery Lass and Slipknot as last of all. Down the side towards the half mile and Bobcat went to the lead from Golden Meteor and Pit Boss. Zinzila is fourth and 3 deep but pushing on. 4J's travelling in a fairly handy fifth. Then Rangila to Rise to the top, followed by High Drive. Mountain View a long way back and deep in Effigy Bell. Second last, Bankery Lassen slipped on as last of all. Heading to the turn, just over 400 left to run. Bobcat and Zinzila were striding together. Now Pit Boss coming around the hills, 3 deep at the bend. Golden Meteor was in fourth spot. To the outside, High Drive starts to run on. There as well was Rangila, and 4J's was just behind them. Pit Boss on the outside, going up to Zinzila, who's fighting on. They're clear of High Drive. Down towards the 100 metres though. Zinzila on the inside. Pit Boss and High Drive out wider. Zinzila, Pit Boss. Zinzila beat Pit Boss, High Drive. Fourth photo, 4J's prominent with Rangila and Rise to the top. Then Mountain View, Bobcat, followed by Bankery Lass. Wellback, Effigy Bell, Slipknot, and Golden Meteor is the last one home. Zinzila and Pit Boss having a really good struggle. High Drive was not far away. And when they hit the line, I fancy the inside might have just lasted Zinzila over Pit Boss, with High Drive close up in third position. But we'll wait for the judge to confirm the result. It's a close finish between 11 and 4, 4 and 11. John Manselman and Martin Haley got a double here yesterday on Ladies' Day, and they're figuring very prominently in this finish here. Justin Stanley gave Pit Boss a great run. He had his chance. Zinzila, if she gets the judges, not all honours with her because she was wide and then outside the leader, and she's really been plucky in the straight. High Drive sat worse in midfield, hit the line well, couldn't quite reach the other pair. Fourth was pretty tight as well. Eleven is the winner, Zinzila. Zinzila, number 11, the winner, Martin Haley. 4 is second, Pit Boss, Justin Stanley. And 3 is third, High Drive, Noel Callow. 2 was fourth, 4J's. 11-4-3-2. 11-4-3-2 on the bracelet. Zinzila, a 4-year-old chestnut mare by Magic Albert out of Lobombo. Raced and trained by John Manselman, ridden by Martin Haley. And that's 4 wins from 10 starts. So she's only a lightly raced mare, and she's now building a pretty impressive CV. Good performance today. Got home by a short head and neck between second and third. 112.43. Pit Boss second by Casino Prince, Gary Dixon, Justin Stanley, and High Drive by 00 Wayne Massingham, Noel Callow. Now race 4 today is the Cairns Post Benchmark 75. 1,250 metres the distance. You can take out the emergencies. That's 13 through to 17. So a capacity field of 12 running at 2:22. 2:22 the start time. We'll have weight shortly on the Bart Cummings Memorial Amateur Bracelet. Won't be too far away. Cairns Post Handicap, race 4. The light is on. Set to break. It's a good line. They're off. Radiant Angel off the inside, jumped well. Miata was nicely away with Rhythm and Rap. Test of Time handy. Going forward was Arcatran in after the start. Robbers Roost didn't begin all that well, but he's improving along the rail. Shaku's on the way forward to midfield. Test of Time, the grey, now centre field. Then Min Min Man, followed by Boom Shalar, Mashani Persuader, Meteoros and Strato Mostro as last of all. Down the side, 800 metres left to go. It's a bit of a war in front. Arcatran taken on by Miata, and that's Robbers Roost going up 3 deep. Behind them, Rhythm and Rap in 4th. Radiant Angel getting a good run 5th, the rail. Between runners was Min Min Man. Shaku's a bit wide. Tuda Boom Shalar outside of Test of Time. He spots them about 5 lengths as they approach the turn. Well back Strato Mostro. Second last Bashani Persuader. And Tuda Meteoros last of all. Around the bend, 300 left to run. Miata led the way narrowly from Arcatran. There's a run for Radiant Angel. Min Min Man only battling. So is Robbers Roost. Then Shaku. Rhythm and Rap and Test of Time. Callow's now seizing a split and running on well. In the centre, Miata went to the lead from Radiant Angel and Test of Time. Radiant Angel driving late. Radiant Angel prominent in a photo with Miata and also Test of Time. Arcatran and Min Min Man weren't far away. Then Meteoros, Strato Mostro, Shaku, Mashani Persuader, Robbers Roost and Rhythm and Rap as last over the line. Well, another tight finish here, a busy finish in fact. Radiant Angel seized an inside run. I could see Miata was still there, and then Test of Time went through in the centre. And you've got Arcatran out wide. Radiant Angel looks prominent. Radiant Angel looks prominent with Miata, Test of Time and Arcatran all up there as well. So the judge will have a careful look at the video finish to determine the result of what was a thrilling Cairns Post for 2015. And those numbers won't be too far away. We had a tight finish in the previous race. In fact, yes, it was a tight finish in the third, a short half head separating them, and another close go here. If Radiant Angel has one, it will give the Manselman-Haley combination another win. They had a double yesterday. They were successful with Zinzila in the bracelet, and let's see if they've been able to scrape across the line in the Cairns Post Handicap. No numbers as yet. 9 gets it, Radiant Angel, Martin Haley. Number 9, Radiant Angel, Martin Haley. And young Martin just bringing Radiant Angel back in front of this big crowd here, and he'd be thrilled for this carnival. Already 4 wins on the board. 2 has run second, Miata, ridden by Darren Evans. 5 is third, Test of Time, Noel Callow. And 7 is fourth, Min Min Man, with 3 fifth, Arcatran. Half ahead. It was a close go. 9, 2, 5 and 7 the result. Radiant Angel by Calais out of Radiant Star is raced by Stuart Kendrick. Stuart trained this mare initially. She was originally from New South Wales. Had a stint in southeast Queensland with Kendrick, now with Manselman. She's a 5-year-old bay mare. That's her 6th win. Second, Miata by Fubu for Roy Chalemi and Darren Evans. And Test of Time by Testifiable Mark Dale, Noel Callow. Now, race 5 today is the Century Cranes Class 1 handicap. 1,500 metres at 2:57. Scratch 15 Dash of Black and 16 Love from Lindy. 14 run. Capacity field in the 5th. Place getters returning now after the Cairns Post handicap. Will stand by for the notification of correct weight. Exalted Warrior goes up. Now the line is set. Light is on. Ready to break race 5, Cannon Park, 57th Cairns Amateurs, set to go. Gates open, they're racing. How About Me was slowly out, missed it by 2 lengths. Off the inside, Mandalong Pass was the first to go, showing early speed, Kanaraka, and Racing in the Wind is racing that pair out 3 deep. Exalted Warriors coming across from the wide alley, he is 3 wide though, around, Adapted in the centre, and Mr. Wrecker 6th over on the rail. 2 away then came Rocket Billy Rebel, a couple away then to Add a Zero, followed by Christmas Vampire and Rose in Bloom. Then Proud Warrior, How About Me, getting a long way back, and out towards the tail, Bonnie Bon Bon and One-Eyed Undertaker. Down the side, 900 left to run at a good gallop, Racing in the Wind led. 1 length Kanaraka, racing third, Mandalong Pass, and now Exalted Warrior has slotted in. He's basically 1 out, 1 back. He's in a good position. Over on the inside, Mr. Wrecker, then came Adapted, followed by Rocket Billy Rebel, who's deep. Nearer the inside, Out of Zero, then Rose in Bloom, Proud Warrior, One-Eyed Undertaker, Bonnie Bon Bon, How About Me, and last of all, Christmas Vampire. Heading towards the turn, just over 400 metres left to go, Racing in the Wind led. Mandalong Pass comes away from the rail to give chase. They're out by 2 to Mr. Wrecker. He's pushing Exalted Warrior along. He needs to get a move on. Proud Warrior got into the clear. Wider Rocket Billy Rebel down towards the 200. Mandalong Pass went by Racing in the Wind. Oh, Mr. Wrecker's broken down and Proud Warrior's fallen behind it in a chain reaction. Meanwhile, Mandalong Pass in front. What's this? Rose in Bloom right down the outside. Backed up from yesterday and won. Rose in Bloom, Mandalong Pass, Rocket Billy Rebel and One-Eyed Undertaker for the first 4. Then came Bonnie Bon Bon, Exalted Warrior, How About Me, Racing in the Wind, Add a Zero, Christmas Vampire, Adapted, and last was Kanaraka. And we had a bad situation with about 150 to go when it seemed as though Mr. Wrecker broke down. That jockey's okay, but Proud Warrior collided into him, and the jockey of Proud Warrior is on the track there. That's Davin Green. Ambulance officials quickly at hand. Mr. Wrecker unfortunately went amiss. Sonia Wiseman, she's okay. She's up looking after the horse. But our immediate concern is with Davin Green, who rode Proud Warrior. And ambulance officials are there at his side. So we'll stand by for the result. Rose in Bloom and Jeff Felix, they've produced a strong run down the outside. She raced here yesterday. I must admit I can't quite recall where she ran, but she sprouted wings that last 100 metres and has got up to score. Rose in Bloom, a 5-year-old chestnut mare by Flying Spirit of Single Rose, raced by Alan Atkinson. Races in the family colours, the gold and cerise seams. Bob Kirk with the trainer, Jeff Felix the winning jockey. 4-second Mandalong Pass, Robert Thompson. RT just can't crack one yet. We've still got a riderless horse there too. That's Proud Warrior. They haven't been able to capture him as yet. And third was 3, Rocket Billy Rebel, Martin Haley. So John Manzelman providing second and third. 12 was fourth, One-Eyed Undertaker. 5-4-3-12 is the result. That's official. 5-4-3-12. We had Mr. Wrecker and Proud Warrior not completing the track. Unfortunately, Mr. Wrecker has gone amiss, or went amiss. And Davin Green now being attended to by ambulance officials. The Carlton Mid Amateur Cups, the feature race 6 at 3:37. Davin was booked to ride San Raymond in that race, so we will need a replacement there. Meanwhile, the runners are about to return after race 5. 5-4-3-12 the result. Richie Rocket, he's got the head screwed sideways. Thompson just trying to straighten him up. So no light as yet. There's the light now. Set for the cup. Racing. Richie Rocket didn't begin all that well and just got bumps in after the start. Junie Boy, Blue Axis, both began well from San Raymond. Richie Rocket ducking over onto the rail. Bolton tried to be steady with Kamara. Rock Vantage and Aldrin there going forward. May Nelly even deeper, followed by Fields of Tuscany. Drifting back in the field was Bo Rosser, then Knowing Me. Out towards the tail, Goddess of Luck and Secret Stealth in the red colours. He's racing most ungenerously. He's a clear last. Out of the straight, a mile left to go. Last year's Cup winner, Junie Boy, sets the tempo. Leads Rock Vantage by a length. Blue Axis has dropped into a nice spot, third on the rail. Aldrin's a bit wide around San Raymond and Richie Rocket. RT's got the favourite, sixth on the fence. There goes Secret Stealth from last to nearly first. He's whipping around them. May Nelly one off the fence in midfield. Then Knowing Me and Fields of Tuscany, followed by Bolton, Goddess of Luck, Bo Rosser, and last of all is Kamara. 12 lengths span them, 1100 left to run, and Secret Stealth. He's got a full head of steam and he bolted clear in the middle stages. He's out by 4-5 lengths. Junie Boy second, a length away third, Rock Vantage and Aldrin. He's three deep doing it tough. Two away, Blue Axis inside of San Raymond. Three to May Nelly outside of Richie Rocket. Spotting the leader about 8 lengths start mid-race. Then Fields of Tuscany, followed by Knowing Me. Three away, Goddess of Luck. A long way back as they came down the side was Bo Rosser. And last of all was Kamara. Heading down the side, short of 600 left to run. Secret Stealth the leader, led by a length. Racing second, Aldrin. He's done it tough. San Raymond working into the picture. Then Junie Boy, Rock Vantage, followed by May Nelly as they came to the turn. Then Blue Axis. Now Richie Rocket all of a sudden is starting to thread the needle. He's moving through, looking threatening and Knowing Me ahead of the others. Homeward bound on the cup, 300 left to run. Rock Vantage took a narrow lead from San Raymond. Aldrin coming through Knowing Me. Richie Rocket's the widest runner and he's looking pretty good below the 200 metres, and Richie Rocket swept to a clear lead. Thompson had a cheeky look around. Only daylight behind you, Robbie. And away it goes. Richie Rocket bolted in. Beat Knowing Me. Manselman Quinella. Photo third, San Raymond or Kamara. Then came Aldrin, Rock Vantage, followed by Junie Boy. Then came Goddess of Luck. Back in the field was Fields of Tuscany, Blue Axis, May Nelly, Bo Rosser, and Bolton last, bar one, Secret Stealth. He thrashed them. He thrashed them, Richie Rocket. He looked a good thing after the Mackay win, and he proved that conclusively. Settled midfield near the rail, but all of a sudden the race changed complexion approaching the turn, and he was right up there behind them, ready to strike like a cobra. And when he pounced quick and dashed away. It was a one-act affair. Knowing Me has run second. That provides John Manselman with his fifth winner of the Carnival, which includes the feature. It provides him with the Quinella, and he's going to go mighty close to providing the trifecta because one of those runners, San Raymond's in a photo for third. But the numbers are about to be semaphore. 8 is the winner. Richie Rocket, Robert Thompson. 2, Knowing Me, Justin Stanley second. And there's a result for you. 10 is third, San Raymond, Stephen Wilson. That gives John Manselman the trifecta, first, second and third in this year's Amateur Cup. He's been the trainer of the Carnival, and that's not only the icing on the cake, that is the cake itself. Not only to train the Cup winner, but train the trifecta. 12 was fourth, which was Kamara. It was an easy win, 3 1/4 lengths by a length and a half. As we pointed out, Robert Thompson, he won the race on Sea Fight 2 years ago, and today, I think that's his first winner during the Carnival. He never leaves here without winning a race or 2 or 3, but it was starting to get a bit hairy with only a few races to go. But not only has he won the big one, he's kept the punters happy, a well-backed favourite, and Richie Rocket made a mess of them. Race by N. Denning, or rather, correction, race by J.H. and J.D. Manselman, by Masked Assassin out of Lexi Lucy. He's only a 4-year-old. That's his 7th win. John Manselman and Robert Thompson, a very popular combination. Knowing Me by Sava Beale, John Manselman, Justin Stanley, and San Raymond by Zariz, John Manselman, Stephen Wilson. That's this year's Cup, 8 to 10, 12. Jockeys are about to return. Correct weight or otherwise will be available shortly. The key start by David McCoy, Holmes Handicap Race 7 at 4:17. No scratchings, and Jeff Felix rides number 6, August. We'll stand by for weight on the Cup. It was an easy win. It was a favourites victory. Richie Rocket for John Manselman and Robert Thompson.
Robert Thompson just unsaddling Richie Rocket, the favourite taking out the Carlton Mid Cairns Amateurs Cup for 2015. Wonderful training performance by the Manselman stable. And this is the horse. Let's get a quick word with RT on his way back in. We'll walk with you, Robert. Well done.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
That's the Cairns Cup on Sea Fight, the Cairns Amateurs Cup on Richie Rocket as well. This is a happy hunting ground for you.
Yeah, it sure is. I love coming here every year, Tony. They're wonderful people, wonderful. Both farms open, and it's always a pleasure to come up here every year.
Take us through when did you feel confident? Where was he sitting pretty and you're thinking, I've got this?
I had a lovely run all the way, Tony. I straight over onto the fence here and travelled midfield. Horse travelled really well. 600, just before the 600, I got off the rail and wanted to get moving a bit. Just hit a little bit of a flat spot about the 500, but when I got to about the 400 and got him out 4 wide, since he's seen plenty of galloping room, and I give him one around the backside, I knew just after straightening, nothing from behind was going to catch me.
Well done, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Robert Thompson joining us on Cairns Amateurs TV, taking out the Carlton Mid Amateurs Cup for 2015. Very popular win and plenty of support here on course for the favourite taking out the Cup.
And now the line is complete for race 7. They're set to jump. Starter about to switch on the red light. All set now. Ready to jump. King Magnuson's Towie in centre field. Gates open, they're racing. In the end, a good line out. Little Red Monkey and Green Anchor, the first 2 to go. But August was quickly away, tried to punch up inside the pair. Lexon on the way forward to 4th, and then Balustrade, followed by King Magnuson. Blame Game is wide, but he's improving. Followed by Addiction to Rock, getting back Bolt from the blue with Mashani Gladiator. Radis Canadas passing that pair, and Shadow Dottori settled down last of all with a full head of steam. Lexon shot clear mid-race, led by 3. Green Anchor's getting a butte run in second. A length back third, Blame Game. They're running this at a strong gallop. 2 to August, 4th, followed by Little Red Monkey. King Magnuson hanging tough midfield. Then Balustrade, Addiction to Rock, Radis Canadas. Bolt from the blue, Mashani Gladiator, and Shadow Dottori is last. Down the side, short of 600 left to run. Lexon with a wing on every hoof led. Green Anchor peels off his back to give chase. They're out by 2 to Blame Game. King Magnuson, he's still making ground. Addiction to Rock nearer the rail, and the others were headed by August. They flatten for home. Lexon is still the leader. Room for blame game. Green Anchor being called upon. All the leaders getting tired there. An inconvenience to blame game. Meanwhile, Green Anchor shot to the lead. Addiction to Rock is next. Then King Magnuson. Shadow to Tory and Mashani Gladiator right down the outside. Shadow to Tory and Ken on the outside. Mashani Gladiator. Photo. Shadow to Tory or Mashani Gladiator. Green Anchor third. Addiction to Rock fourth. Then Balustrade, Blame Game, Lexon, King Magnuson, followed by August. And among the tailenders, Bolt from the Blue, Rattus Canatus and Little Red Monkey. Photo finish. Photo finish. Shadow to Tory and Mashani Gladiator. We'll leave this one to the judge. We've had a few close ones earlier, but this one is a real tighty. They were both suited by what was a breakneck speed. The leaders went hell for leather and they had to stop, and they made their runs together. There you can see on the big screen Shadow to Tory with the blinkers and the white face, and Mashani Gladiator on its outside. They joined Green Anchor, who chased the hot speed, and when they hit the line, there's little between them. So the judge will have to decide this one. You can see where they were, straightening for home. They were back near enough to last. So whoever's won, whoever's run second, they've both turned in very good performances. Four gets it. Mashani Gladiator. Four Mashani Gladiator has got the judge's bob, judge's nod from 9. Chateau de Tory, Sonia Wiseman. And third was 7, Green Anchor. 3 was fourth, Addiction to Rock. And no surprise, the margin was a nose. A nose by 1 3/4 lengths. So a hellishly close finish. 4, 9, 7, 3. And that man, Manselman, again. That's 6 wins on the card, on the 2-day card so far. And Martin Haley, another win there. What a wonderful 2 days it's been for the Manselman-Haley combination. 4.973, 4.973, a nose by 1 3/4 lengths. And the time was good, 1:21.67. They were scooting along early, and that strong pace certainly suited the back markers. The Islands Jeep Sir Sidney Williams OBE is the last race today. The curtain comes down on the Carnival with race 8. And in the last, the scratchings are 4 Accidental, 9 Via Con Dios and 14 General BJ. 11 to run in the last. Justin Stanley rides V-Force number 6 and go up to number 3 Nevidus is Stephen Wilson. Jockeys returning now. Mashani Gladiator. He's raced by Mike and Paddy Crooks. They won a race yesterday with Mashani Redman. This fellow by Debawi out of Persuades. That's his 8th win at start 41. Trained by John Manselman, ridden by Martin Haley. Second, Chateau de Tory by Chateau Astana. Trevor Rose, Sonia Wiseman. And Green Anchor by Greenwood Lake for Janelle Ryan and Robert Thompson. Wait to come, and then the presentation after race 7. The key start by David McCoy, Holmes Handicap. Strictly Magic stands well, a good line in fact. There's the light. Set for the final event of the carnival. Gates open, they're racing. Rose of Clare out wide began brilliantly. She's All Ours and Nevertheless were fast away. Harvey the Rabbit driving through. So is Maurizio and Prime Shadow in his element, not far away at the jump. Then Little Ducati drifting back, Strictly Magic. Call on Kevin and V-Forces last. Down the side, 600 left to run. Rose of Clare can't cross Prime Shadow. Maurizio nicely placed, so too in his element. Harvey the Rabbit was next. She's All Ours, Pratter Deep. Then came Little Ducati as they came to the turn. Followed by Strictly Magic Nevertheless. 3 away V-Force and Call on Kevin. Turned in last position in the straight. Prime Shadow railed beautifully. In his element gets to the outside of good enough. Rose of Clare gone. They're followed then by Strictly Magic pushing into the clear. Wide of Maurizio and right down the outside Nevertheless. Big finish coming up in the last. Strictly Magic drove through. Nevertheless out wide as flying. Nevertheless and Strictly Magic. Photo in the last. It's a ding-donger. Nevertheless or Strictly Magic from Maurizio and in his element. Then Little Ducati followed by Rose of Clare. Then came at the head of the others Prime Shadow. Well back, Come On Kevin, Harvey the Rabbit, She's All Ours and V-Force last in the last race. And we have a tighty to finish it. Strictly Magic or Nevertheless. Strictly Magic in the light blue colours burst through. And then Nevertheless charged it on the outside. When they hit the line, it might be Nevertheless. Nevertheless on the outside. The cameraman's gone with him. They're normally not wrong. They've got a great strike rate. But we'll leave it to the judge. He's the man who'll make the decision in the last race to separate Nevertheless and Strictly Magic. And a great finish to bring down the curtain on the 57th Amateurs. Strictly Magic looked as though it was going to win, then Nevertheless charged late. Maurizio in third position, in his element will be fourth. 3 gets it. Number 3 wins the final race. That's Nevertheless. Steve Wilson a pick-up ride with Noel Callow sidelined. Wilson grabbed the opportunity and has won the last race. 13 is second. Strictly Magic Nathan Day, and third is 1 Maurizio. 2 is fourth in his element. Half ahead by 3/4 of a length. Half ahead 3/4 of a length, and the time for the last race was 54:43. 3:13.12. 3:13.1 and 2 on the last. The winner Nevertheless by Kanatis out of Snowy Weather, raced by R and Mrs. J. Kosh, trained by Fred Wheeland and ridden by Steve Wilson. Good effort at the outside barrier, got a long way back, but really hit the line strongly out past the centre of the track.